The Prime Minister has declared he's appalled by the way Australian women were treated at Qatar's international airport earlier this month. The federal government today revealed that women on up to 10 different aircraft were subjected to invasive internal searches after a newborn baby was found in a bin at the airport. The ABC has been told women from the United Kingdom and France were also affected. Our Foreign Affairs reporter Stephen Jedgetts joins me now. Stephen, this incident has stoked widespread anger in Australia. How has the government responded?
Well, the government's also responded quite forcefully and angrily. Scott Morrison and Marise Payne have both said that they're astonished and displeased with what's happened. They believe that the treatment that these women were subjected to was completely unnecessary and invasive. We also know that Marise Payne, the Foreign Minister, has got the ambassador for Qatar here in Canberra on the phone to demand a response. She hasn't yet spoken to the Foreign Minister of Qatar, but she has said that she wants all the details as quickly as possible from the government of Qatar. When that happens, she says she'll be able to make a full representation and then potentially press the Qatar government to make a full apology or potentially even take further action. The Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, as well, used some very forceful language today, saying he was horrified by what happened. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We find this unacceptable. That's been the official message and conveyed very clearly in the investigation that, and it is, because it is unacceptable. I mean, it was appalling. As father of daughters, I could only shudder at the thought that any woman, Australian or otherwise, would be subjected to that.
Stephen, has Qatar given any explanation why women were treated in this manner?
Yes, Qatar has issued a statement today, quite a lengthy one, and it explains that it was trying to find out exactly who had dumped this small baby, this newborn baby, in a bin at Qatar airport. The statement that the government of Qatar has put out dwells quite a bit on this horrifying circumstance and says that officials at the airport were determined to get to the bottom of what had happened and why. It didn't apologise in this statement, but it did express regret at the way that these women were treated. Now, interestingly, that doesn't quite chime with what senior officials have been saying today in Senate estimates. They've said that privately, at least, the government of Qatar has said that it's been appalled by the way that this was handled and by the way that women were treated. But there's a bit of a distinction here, or a disjunct, between what's being said publicly and privately. Clearly, Qatar is going to get to the bottom of exactly what's happened. It's going to issue this report, but it's not yet at the point where it feels like a full apology is necessary or warranted.
Stephen, is it known how many women were searched and the countries that they're from?
No, we don't have any certainty on that. We know, because government officials and the Foreign Minister told us today in estimates, that up to 10 aircraft may have been involved. In other words, that women have been taken off 10 aircraft. We don't know, though, how many women were on these planes, bearing in mind at the moment that many flights at the moment, because of the COVID pandemic, are largely empty. We also don't know a full list of their nationalities. Now, the ABC has been told through sources that there were women from the UK and France involved, but again, we don't have numbers. So in the absence of that, it's difficult to be definitive to say whether it was dozens or perhaps more than 100 women who were treated in this way. We simply don't have clarity. What is clear, though, is that many women who were treated in this way remain deeply angry and upset about the way they were treated. Now, the ABC has spoken to one woman, Frances Ingram, a somewhat elderly Australian. She was one of the women who was taken off the plane. She was not herself searched because she is not of childbearing age, but nonetheless she said she was horrified by the way that other women were treated and that she was utterly confused and bewildered by what's happening. She said she wondered, because the Qatari authorities weren't giving any information, whether it might even be a hostage situation. Let's take a listen to what she told the ABC earlier today.
I find I'm getting more outraged every day now, and more frightened and more concerned for the girls on the plane than I had been at the time, because I didn't realise, as I said, how far the examination had gone on some of them. I mean, it really is absolutely appalling and dreadful and disgusting. I thought that as a Qatar passenger, I would have been protected by the airlines, and as an international traveller, I was protected. But we went. We were dragged off the plane like the blinking pet shops were here in Sydney years ago. And I will never fly over an Arab country again or land in one. It's too scary. There's no rights for women at all.
So now we await the government of Qatar to submit this report. The Australian government says that will happen within days, and then all eyes really will be on Scott Morrison and Marise Payne as Australia formulates its response.
Stephen Jedgetts, thank you.